The light in me sees the light in you. The light in me sees the light in you. I honor you as you honor me. Namaste. 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 The light in me sees the light in you. The light in me sees the light in you. I honor you as you honor me. Namaste. Namaste. Namaste.
Good morning, Unity of Payson.
Good morning.
And good morning to everybody that's joining us from wherever you are. We're grateful that you're here with us this morning as we gather to learn to allow the Spirit to well up within us, to elevate our consciousness. So today is tomorrow, I don't know when the official day is, this is the celebration of Memorial Day.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's not.
Today is a celebration of Memorial Day. If you're online, you might not have heard that I welcomed everybody, but you're welcomed. Today is Memorial Day, and we honor those who have served us as a community, as a nation, but I like to extend that a little bit. All of those who serve us as a collective whole in one way or another, whether it's in this community or this state or this nation or the world, we honor that service today. Some died in that service, and so we honor their sacrifice. But we still know that all things work together for good. Even what seems really terrible, even that which grieves us. I better not start sermonizing here because I'm not the person today. Even that we see in the light of the goodness of the divine. Not only the divine out there, but the divine within us. So would you join me in an opening prayer? God of all goodness, we are grateful when opportunities to serve come our way. Grateful for all the service that many have rendered to us in innumerable ways. We really are grateful. And we remain connected with these who have served us and those we have served by an inseparable link, a thread, as it were, that just connects us, a golden thread. So this morning as we gather, we celebrate that connectedness. We celebrate that service. We are grateful. Bless each one who has joined us, either online at this time, by a recording at a later time, or here in person. We are one, we are together, and so it is. Amen.
And now we have our opening song, My Soul is Welcome Here.
right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, yeah. All right. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just what I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just what I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. 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 My soul is welcome here.
Yes. I think that was more than 6 times. Well, welcome everybody to Unity of Pace and everybody online, everyone here in person. We're glad you're all with us. And for anybody who might be watching on Facebook Live or any of the recordings after, we welcome you. And we'd like to invite everybody here in person to stay after. I do believe that Joanne has brought goodies again, so do stay for some meet and greet. And to be with Neil later, he will, at the end, breaking bread, to talk about the message and to just greet everybody that's online. So we're all glad that you're here, and let's say our blessing to ourselves and everybody else. And together, we love you, we bless you, and we welcome you. Yes, we do. And gratitudes. So we always have lots of activities going for the week. We had the morning cafe and the qigong and the organic gardening down at Rom's, yay garden season. And we had the writers group this week. So we're grateful for all of those. And if anybody has a gratitude, if you can raise your hand in person and online, if you could either leave that in the chat or raise your hand.
Rick's raising his hand.
Rick, if you want to unmute, you can give us your gratitude.
Well, I'd just like to say thanks to everybody who's supporting.
We can't hear you.
Okay, well.
There you go. Now we can.
Okay, so I just want to say thank you to everybody who's supporting Kindness Works for All. It's pretty amazing, the reactions from all different sides of the religious and political and community stuff. So it speaks about unity. Thank you.
Thanks, Rick. Anybody else with a gratitude this morning?
I got one.
Reverend Neil.
So I got two. I played golf this week and I shot a 48. That's under 50. And that's really good for me. Well, anyway. But more to the point, there's some wonderful ferment coming up within my being in the early morning hours. And I'm just treasuring my quiet time, my meditation time in the morning, and what comes out of it. It's like a renewal that's going on for me. And I am so grateful for that.
Thanks, Reverend Neil. Yeah, I think the idea of morning journaling is, for those of us, especially that are doing the artist's way, that is becoming more of a habit and opening us to a little bit more enlightenment. And so I do believe that's all the gratitudes this morning. So unity is grounded in affirmative prayer and in meditation, and we do have trained chaplains. Myself and Donna are both here this morning, and so if you have a prayer need here in person, you can tap us on the shoulder and we can step across the hall for some privacy and sit with you in prayer. If you're online or anytime during the week, you can always email your requests to neil.unityofpayson@gmail.com. Here in person also, there's the prayer box if you want to handwrite out a prayer request. If you want one of us to contact you during the week, please leave an email or a phone number on there and we will get in touch with you. So we continue on with May's theme of connections.
Oops, that's the wrong one.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay, I'll just read mine.
All right.
Connections. And the affirmation for that is, I am one with all that is, and healthy connections with others, the divine, and myself are available to me. And as you see, next month, we will be moving on to the word life as our theme.
No.
That's April. Life is, let's see, June is faith. So, all righty. And our speaker today is our own Dr. Donna Steckal, LUT, and her talk title is Principles of True Partnership. Together is a great place to be. And our daily word for the day is comfort. So let's take a deep breath, kind of let go of the busyness of the morning, drop into that heart space. Loving memories comfort me. There may be days or maybe even weeks on the calendar when I find myself mysteriously feeling melancholy or blue, only to realize the anniversary of someone or something I have loved and lost is approaching. Even when I don't realize it outright, a part of me remembers and responds. I can honor these feelings as a way to honor the people and places that have taught me and helped me evolve. Welcoming my feelings brings deep and abiding comfort. I carry those people and places I love with me in the things I do, keeping their spirit alive. Gradually, I find smiles within the sadness. Revisiting treasured memories reveals the love within the loss. The presence of God is found within the gift of each moment. And I find comfort through my grateful heart. And from Psalms, let your steadfast love become my comfort according to your promise to your servant. And it's interesting that this word would come up, being as Donna's talk is about connections and true partnership. And so now, Dr. Donna with her message.
Drum roll, please. Hi. So when Neil came up with connections as a theme for this month, I thought, yeah, I can talk about connections. Those of you who are here, most of you know that I studied nonviolent communication as part of my doctoral training. I studied that as part of my dissertation. It was a part of my doctoral training, actually. But nonviolent communication is a way to listen without becoming defensive and be honest without judging, and also a way to talk to oneself compassionately without judging oneself. So I thought, yeah, I could talk about connections. Yeah. So I didn't realize it was Memorial Day weekend, this 4th. I was thinking there were 5 for some reason, 5 Sundays in May. So I just thought, well, this will be perfect. So it will. It'll be perfect. The title of my talk today is Principles of True Partnership. And I have a little subtitle, Together, a Great Place to Be. So in the summer of 1986, I attended my first Unity convention, and that was in San Diego. And the reason I went actually was the title called to me. I saw the convention advertised in a Unity magazine, and it was Spirit's Journey, and I was ready for Spirit's Journey. It was a very profound week that I spent. I went by myself. I was really scared because I was living in Long Island at the time, and I don't know, I wasn't working, and people were working. My friends were working, and so there was really no one to go with. But Spirit's Journey was calling me, so I got on the plane. And my biggest fear was, who was I gonna eat meals with? Really, it was my biggest fear. The only meal I had by myself was my first breakfast. And after that, it was a piece of cake, literally. Made a lot of friends. And but anyway, what I wanted to talk about was one particular workshop that I attended. And it was led by Edwina Gaines. And those of you familiar with Unity will know she's kind of infamous for prosperity. And as far as I know, she's still around. So I didn't know her at the time, I just went to a prosperity workshop. And I actually saved the bulletin from that convention, and I looked it up when I was preparing this talk, just to see. So she, the title was Prosperity Plus, and she talked about erasing lack, creating abundance, the rights and responsibilities of the God being, that's us, the God being, and playing 100% with passion, purpose, power, and prosperity. Needless to say, she was very dynamic. She told us she was recently married, and her husband, Bert Carlson, I had to look up his name because I didn't remember, it was in the bulletin, came onto the stage after she told us how she manifested him in her life. She wanted to manifest a husband, she said. And so she did it through spiritual principle. She told us she had acted as if, or as Neil might say, as though. That's a new term you might be hearing. She prepared a second place when she had dinner. She made it romantic with candles. She told her husband about her day at the table. And she made it romantic for herself. And I'll never forget the way she spoke to her higher power. She said, "Peel me another grape, Lord." And I was like, wow, it's really cool. And, you know, I was young and vulnerable at the time. I think I was early 30s when I saw her. But that's the type of faith I'm suggesting we need to bring to the proverbial table, especially when we're wanting to create true partnerships. Now, I'm not suggesting that if you listen to my message today, you will manifest a husband, unless you really want to. You might, if you really want to. What I'm wanting to talk about today is, what is a true partnership? Why is a true partnership important? And how can we create and sustain these types of relationships? So, to me, my definition of a true partnership is a relationship in which each person knows the truth of their own being. Now, what do I mean by that? I also want to say that each person brings that truth to the table. To me, knowing the truth of my being, first of all, is to know I am. I am is so powerful. You know, philosophers have talked about it through the ages. And in unity, we often fill in the blank with some power to really solidify. Like, I am power. I am will. I am love. Like that. Very much along the lines of Edwina Gaines' philosophy. So it's also to know that I create. I am and I create. In unity, the Trinity in unity is a little bit different. Mind, idea, and then expression. Mind, idea, and then expression is the Trinity in unity. I don't have that in my notes, but it's really very powerful to think about it. Everything you see was first an idea. Classes with Paul Hasselbeck, it was like really way out there. I mean, he started with, okay, this table right. It was this table. And, you know, you really started to think about that, you know, when you started to look around, like on the breaks and during lunch, to think about all that is and how it started. It was really powerful. I live in harmony with my values. I live in harmony. Nice to have all these ideas, but let's put some footwork to it. Let's get out there and act. So that's the fifth principle. But for me, learning about my values, actually, existential humanistic psychology. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did in college. I think I was a junior. And What were they going to do with them? That was the discussion that we had. Now, is that going to hurt someone else? I really don't think so. It will help everyone if I act in harmony with my values. So, a little more description about a true partnership. There is a faith that I am here for a purpose. I believe in potential for purpose. And I believe we can become more because of each other's presence. Isn't that beautiful? As I rise, so do you. Yeah, that's the ticket. This is not a technique, but it's a concept. It's our own divinity to the relationship. And we know we can create. Does that mean some people missed what I said? A lot of what I said?
Last 2 minutes.
The last 2 minutes. Okay. That's not bad. I was thinking about what ACIM calls the holy relationship. And quote, a holy relationship starts when we have looked within and have seen no lack. We have looked within and have seen no lack. By accepting our wholeness, we can extend it. When we have accepted truth as a goal for relationship, we become givers of peace. And it also says, you are one self with me, united with our Creator. So all three of us. And I want to translate that into Donna talk, maybe. It means to me, I have everything I need. I am whole and complete. You have everything you need. You are whole and complete. When we join together, our potential is unlimited. In a true partnership, we're able to hold the space for the highest and best in ourselves and in each other. It's not just an attitude, but it's a way of being present to the other and to ourselves. There's a spirit of equality and openness. Our power is shared equally. We bring our self-awareness to the table. There's no pretending, no hiding, no withholding. That's cute. Is that a little monkey? We do not make assumptions. We clarify if we don't understand. We do not make up stories. Now, this requires an honesty with ourselves, doesn't it? A real honesty with ourselves. Together, we're open to new possibilities and we're open to learn from each other. You know, I know a lot of stuff about psychology, but I don't know too much about history. Sounds like a song, doesn't it? I don't know a whole lot about geography. So there's a lot of specialty areas I have no idea about because my focus in my training was psychology and imbued with spirituality. But I'm happy. I mean, that's good. But my point is, you know, my husband knows things I do not know.
Yeah.
He says, yeah. And I know things he may not know. Notice I said may not. I want to be polite here. But by working together, we create a new world together and we lift each other up. There's more available. So why be bothered with all this? Why? Well, in a true partnership, we can grow and learn and at the very same time feel safe to be and respect who we are right now. Let me say that again. We can grow and learn and at the same time feel safe to be and respect who we are right now. It's both and. It's not either or. And there's a flow. It's easy to work together. It's easy to contribute to the other's well-being, to freely give and freely receive, as we say. It's a joy. We can be of support and feel supported, except when we don't. I'm just throwing that in there because, you know, it sounds very, look, it can be pie in the sky if you're not realistic, right? So I'm going to talk about how do we do this so that we can have a little more realistic application. But first, Mother Teresa said, and some of you may know this quote, "Together we can do great things." And I also saw that Helen Keller said, "Together we can do so much." And I say, together, a great place to be. So how? Well, I believe it's primarily an inside job. Whew, it's primarily an inside job. It involves knowing and trusting ourselves, listening and being honest with ourselves, listening to ourselves and being honest with ourselves. In Living in the Light, Shakti Gawain put it this way. In chapter 5, which is, the title is The World as Our Mirror. If you lie to yourself, others will lie to you. If you criticize yourself, others will criticize you. If you're honest with yourself, others will be honest with you. If you honor yourself, others will honor you. If you appreciate yourself, others will appreciate you. What about that? the world as our mirror. So if somebody is criticizing you, let's just take an application. And you believe what they say, you are criticizing yourself. However, if someone is criticizing you and you hear their message as about them, their feelings and their needs, you don't take it personally because you're not criticizing yourself. So there's a reward to this speaking and listening without judgment to ourselves. So I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself, but so one, I want to be honest with myself without judgment. That, I think, is the first step. Two, when I listen to myself without judgment, it's easier for me to share my feelings without fear of being judged. This is an amazing experience because, so with nonviolent communication, I have learned how to listen to myself without judgment. Now it takes practice because it's another language. The judgments pop up. They pop up almost automatically. It's like a default. When we're stressed, when we go into fight or flight, our thinking brain shuts down. And all we've got is fight or flight. That's all we've got. So we've got the quick judgments to help us get safe. That's all we've got. So learning how to ground ourselves and come back to the present moment is very, very important. And you know, a lot of times before we do our meditation or prayer, we'll breathe. Taking deep breaths helps us ground also. It helps the sympathetic nervous system shut down and the parasympathetic come on, which is rest and digest. So we really want to do that. But the point of how to listen to myself without judgment, once I'm calm enough, I listen, I translate my judgments to my feelings and my needs. And it's very easy to do once you know the formula. The needs are the opposite of the judgments. If the judgment says, man, I was rude, what's my need? My need is to be considerate. Now, when you do this translation, it's beautiful because our needs are beautiful. So, number two, when I listen to myself without judgment, it's easier to share my feelings without being afraid of being judged because I've already translated everything. And that's amazing too, because when you translate for yourself, you can translate for others as well, what they're saying to you. Their messages become beautiful when you know how to do this, what's called a giraffe translation. A giraffe is a symbol of nonviolent communication because giraffes have very large hearts and they stick out their necks. You have to be vulnerable to have a true partnership. And giraffes are way up high so they can see a bigger picture. Instead of being down low in fight or flight, survival mode, you can see more of the God being picture. Thanks, Edwina. Woo, the rights and responsibilities of the God being. I love that. So Marshall Rosenberg developed nonviolent communication. And I want to say something about that in just a moment. But number three, in addition to listening to ourselves and being honest with ourselves and sharing honestly with our partner, a true partnership includes listening to your partner. This means hearing their needs without judging ourselves. So suppose the partner says, you're rude. Well, it's a you message, and right away, we want to protect ourselves. I'm going to take a deep breath. If I said that, what might I be feeling and needing? I can do that. That's another way I can do that. I might be feeling frustrated because I have a need to be heard. I might be feeling kind of disappointed because I have a need for consideration. So now, because all of our needs are the same, I can hear my partner's needs without taking the message personally and defending myself and starting a war, which is, what do you mean I'm rude? You're the one that blah, blah, blah. And we can just go on and on. Sorry for hitting that. So Marshall Rosenberg said, quote, "The needs are the quickest, closest way of getting in touch with that divine energy." Now, if Marianne is listening, she calls it divinergy, divine energy. I like that because it flows, The needs are the quickest and closest way to getting in touch. Needs come because we're alive, end quote. So what does this mean? To me, I know what it feels like. I can also understand your needs because I have them. Imagine, like I said before, if it were me, what might I be feeling and needing if I said this or if I did that? So it can change the whole tone of the relationship. Because in nonviolent communication, NVC, the jackal symbolizes the language of judgment. And the jackal has beady eyes, and bite, and as when you hear their feelings and needs, you don't see a jackal anymore, you see a giraffe. And it's in our body language, our nonverbal, and our verbal. How we connect with each other is so important. But Joy feels I have a gratitude practice with Reverend Neil in the evening before bed. Some of you heard about this, but it has evolved over time. It started in November of 17. And it started with just giving each other an appreciation, before we went to sleep. And now it's a 6-step process and it takes a half an hour, but it's great because we have chats and everything that go on with it. So the appreciation for each other is first. Now we have a self-appreciation, that's second, that we share with each other. Then we have a today gratitude. Then we have an advanced gratitude, something we're grateful for in advance. Then we have a past gratitude, something from the past that we're grateful for. And then we have a challenge gratitude, some challenge that we're grateful for. And then we do a little pray out with an inspirational reading or something like that. So my gratitude practice is really helpful because even if we have a disagreement during the day, I know I'm going to be appreciated before I go to sleep. And it helps me, just keep my faith, So back to the faith that we can bring to this proverbial table. I'm just going to summarize. Each one of us is already complete. So I invite you to be open to the Christ within. I invite you to trust yourself and listen to your heart. And then speak your truth without judgment or fear. Make room and invite Spirit to show up in your relationships. Intend to connect with your own true nature and with the Christ nature in your partner. Listen deeply, build one another up, create together. Be grateful for the gifts you and your partner bring to the relationship. As Reverend Neil mentioned in his talk last week, Matthew 6:33, I like this. But seek ye first the kingdom, and all these things will be added unto you. And to that I will add 1 Timothy 1:5. There is no greater work or greater understanding of partnerships than the building of relationships in love. And now we're going to have our meditation song by Wild Roses, There Is a Place.
There is a place where you can always go, come with me, where it's all right to let your feelings show, come with me, what a pleasant journey, isn't very far, we can go together, stay right where you are. And now it's time to start. It's right here in your heart. There is a place where you can be yourself. Come with me. place where you can free yourself. Come with me. And you know it's waiting, not so far away. Need no reservations, we could go today. Now it's time to start. It's right here in your heart. And the light shines through each window, and the door is open wide, and each question has an answer if you'll only look inside. There is a place where every sorrow ends. Come with me. Where every hope and every truth begins. Come with me. What a pleasant journey, isn't very far. We can go together, stay right where you are. Now it's time to start. It's right here in your heart. And now it's time to start. It's right here in your heart.
There is a place where we can be ourselves. Come with me. And it's a place where we can free ourselves. Come with me. It's a pleasant journey. It isn't very far. It's right here in your heart. So let's settle into a comfortable position. Allow your eyes to softly close or focus your gaze. Let's take some slow, deep breaths in and long exhales. Observe your breath. Rest your mind on each rise and fall of your breath. As you sink deeper into a state of peace and calm. In your mind now, I invite you to picture yourself together with someone you love. It can even be one of your pets. Feel the warmth of that connection. Gradually extend the chain of connection to friends, family, and groups of people that you know. All linking together and connecting as one. Extend your healing chain as long as you'd like, and then allow it to circle around into a spiral. Together, we can do great things. The holy instant is right here, right now. The place where we stand is holy ground. Let's take this thought into the silence. The place where we stand is holy ground. In the silence. In the silence. And as we bring our awareness back to this time and this place, let's do so with gratitude for all the connections that we have and all the love we have in our lives and all the love we can continue to create. And we're grateful, and so it is.
Wow, let's have everybody take another deep breath and really allow yourself to finish coming back. Those online. Thank you, Donna, for such a good talk and practical ways of looking at communication and relationship. And I personally would ask if you would jot out your 6-step gratitude process, because I would like to have that.
Might be 7 by next week.
Well, she could leave some extra lines at the bottom. Okay. Well, now is the time for our gifts and our offerings. And we greatly appreciate all of the support here. It goes out to our larger community also. And even in an energetic way, as Donna was saying, a lot of times it's not about taking a physical step, but it's about holding a space. And the abundance that we share is a way of holding this space that we have faith in what is to come. And so, as you listen to the offering song, the slides are up on how to give, and here in person we will be passing the basket. And so please bring your attention to the gift and fill it up with your heart's desire. And together we say, freely we give and freely we receive. And our offertory song is Amazing Things by Jana Stanfield, sung by Michael Gott.
Amazing, amazing, you will do amazing things.
Can you turn that up, please?
Amazing, amazing, you will do amazing things. You will do amazing things with the choice each new day brings, and with every step you take. Bless the progress that you make. The reason you live is there in every gift you give. Love your life, love your dreams. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing, you will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing, places you will go, and the people you will know. Don't worry when, where, or how. You don't need to know that now. You're on the right track. No need to look ahead or back. Just enjoy what this day brings. You will do amazing things. You don't have to work it out. Just stay in the here and now. Let your mind rest for a little while. Sometimes deepest answers come when you're out there having fun. So close your eyes, take a breath, and smile. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. 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 Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things.
And so it is, and we collectively do amazing things. So we bless the gifts and the givers. Let's charge this up, saying together, divine love flowing through us, blesses and multiplies all that we are, all that we have, all that we give, and all that we receive. We are abundantly prosperous, and we give thanks. And so, June's theme is faith, and the affirmation, I transcend my doubts and believe with confidence that my good is unfolding for me. And our speaker will be our own Reverend Neil, and his talk title will be The Faith Scale. And I remember you've talked about that a little in the past, moving up that ladder. And we have our announcements. Of course, we have our regular activities. And I just wanted to highlight something on Morning Cafe. We've had a couple of people ask if that could be shifted perhaps earlier in the morning so that they have more of the day available. So if you are an attendee, or if you're not and would like to join us, give us some feedback, those of you online and here in person, if moving the time up and what time that would be, what would work best for you. And this past week, of course, we also have coming up on today, Sunday and Wednesday at 4:30 is our Qigong and Tai Chi with Teresa. And let's see, she has no class on the 28th or the 30th. And highway cleanup, do contact Reverend Neil, as that fluctuates a little bit depending on participation. And always contact Rom about organic gardening down at Shanti Olmsted. And the writers group, we just had it, but it is the fourth Thursday from 4 to 5. And June 4th is the next potluck. So hope you all can be here for that. And now we have yes from Reverend Neil.
Just a couple of things. One, a reflection on the song that we had during the offering. Amazing things. It's a very special song for me because Michael Gott, in person virtually, did that song at my ordination and really touched me, and did again today. So thank you, Jennifer and Donna, for those choices of music, which were wonderful today. The potluck Sunday. I think that I'm going to challenge all of you, both of you who are with us virtually and you who are with us in person, to be an inviter. I think we don't take the power of our invitation too seriously. So for next week, those of you who are here in Payson, invite somebody who hasn't been here for a while, or someone new to come and join us, not only for the service, but also for the potluck. Use the power of invitation. Well, I like that. It's got a nice sound to it. And invite someone. So you are hereby challenged. And for those of you online, well, you'll have to make your own potluck. But do the invitation anyway and invite somebody to join with us on this time. It's a beautiful day, and I want to let you get on with the day. Well, it is here in Payson anyway, and I hope it is where you are. I want you to be able to get out and enjoy the beauty of this day. So we'll close the service with, of course, the peace song and the prayer for protection. We started a new thing. Circle here singing in person. We let somebody stand in the middle of that circle and soak up all that good energy. If you're feeling like, I really want that energy today, then you get the circle, you get the center of the circle today. So thank you all for being here. Let's go to the peace song. Oh yeah, why don't you and Scott come in the center? Come on. Okay. Come on. You let's get around those. You can be
Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, the peace that is meant to be with God as Creator. For me.